Good day. Today we're going to look at the income statement. This can be used by both grade 11 and 12. So just at the bottom after the net profit where there's a slight change for the grade 12s. When we get there we will discuss it. Now firstly we're going to learn the layout of any statement or any general ledger account. We should know the layouts. So you wouldn't normally get it as blank as this, but let's just see what goes where before we start, because you need to know that. You never know what they give you. It always starts with sales, and from the sales we're going to deduct the cost of sales. Good, and there that will give us a gross profit. To the gross profit, we're going to add any other operating income. On the trial balance, that will be under the nominal account section, all the other credits with the exclusion of any interest. So the heading there would be other operating income. Good. When we look at the actual question, we will find the information on the trial balance. Below the block, it will give us the total of the gross profit plus the other operating income, and that gives us the gross operating profit. From that we're going to deduct whatever other expenses there were. So now we're looking at the debit column. If it's a normal trial balance, it will be all the debits under the nominal account section with the exclusion of interest, and that is called operating expenses. When we look at the question, we will find them on the trial balance. Now below the block will be the total of my gross operating profit, that figure we calculated there, and the total operating expenses. So will be the gross operating profit minus the operating expenses, and that will give me my operating profit. Okay. To the operating profit, we now get to the only items we haven't covered in the trial balance yet, the interest items. So the first one will be the interest income. So I'm going to take the operating profit plus any interest income. And that will give me a profit before interest expense. Okay, so it will be the operating profit plus the interest income gives me the profit before interest expense. From that, I'm going to deduct the interest expense. So the profit before interest expense minus the interest expense will then give me the profit before tax. Now if you're in grade 11, this will read net profit for the year, so you don't go any further than that. The only bit we add in grade 12 is income tax. So this last bit will change for grade 11 and grade 12. In grade 11 we stop here. In grade 12 we've got income tax to deduct still. So income tax So we will take whatever the profit before tax is minus the income tax, and that will give me the net profit after tax. Good. So at this stage, we will first, when we get a question, see which of these headings are not included on the answer sheet and first fill it in before we actually start looking at the question itself. Because once we've got all of this in, it is now much easier to do the question. So we've done this, so now we will move on to the actual question and look at the question itself.